Have you ever been in a conversation with a leader or a sales manager or a marketing person and the topic of market share comes up? And it typically has something to do with your market share in your territory is not good enough. We've got a lot of work to do. Let's increase market share. Well, if you've had that feeling in the pit of your stomach like, okay, yeah, I know I need to increase market share, but how do I do it? Then this video today is for you. My name is Bill Caskey and I welcome you today to our channel and this video on how to increase market share. Before we begin though, make sure you comment, like, or share in the bottom here below the video, and also subscribe because we've got some really good videos coming and I want to make sure you are subscribed to this channel and get notified as well. You know, I work with a lot of sales teams and most sales teams don't have market share issues, but some of them do. And what I mean by that is sometimes if you're selling consulting or if you're selling technology, market share really doesn't come into play, but for some of you it will. And so in this video, I want to share with you a couple of steps that I think you can take to start to get to increase market share and to get on the right path and the right journey. So let's go to the board here. Number one, I think the first thing you have to do is stop thinking about market share. Now you probably say, well, Bill, that's pretty clever. You tell me how to do it and then you just say stop thinking about it. No. It's okay to think about market share as an end result, but we can't think about market share when we go to the market, because now what is it? It's all about us. It's all about what are we going to get out of this deal? Are we going to make money? Are we going to improve our share of market? I don't like that. I think it sets you up for failure. So rather than talking about market share, let's change the dynamic a little bit and let's substitute for that the problems, the pains. What kinds of problems do you solve as an organization or as a sales professional? Have you made a list of those problems? Are you very familiar with the kinds of conditions and circumstances and threats that your market experiences on a day-to-day basis? Have you done the pre-work necessary so that when you do go out to the market to convince and persuade and do all your stuff, that you know exactly who's a good prospect and who's not? Because if you have a market share of 40%, that leaves 60, and everybody says, well, we can get at least 20% more. Well, maybe you can, maybe you can't. You don't know the problems that the people have. You don't know if they're open. You don't know if there's any desire in the other 60% to really look at you and consider anything. So instead of thinking about that, I want you to substitute this notion of what are problems? How do we help people achieve goals? What are some of the aspirations that our current clients have had and how have we helped them accomplish and achieve those? And the third tip is start to think about it from an account standpoint. And I'm going to give you 4 things here. They all happen to start with C, so this will be easy to remember. Number 1 is compile. Number 2 is categorize. Number 3 is connect. And number 4 is create. So the first one is compile. I want you to take your top 10 accounts and I want you to compile a list of the decision influencers inside those accounts. Now you may not know exactly who those are, but through LinkedIn and through some of your intelligence gathering, you can probably figure out who those people are. So you might have, if you have 10 accounts, you might have 5 to 7 people per account. I want you to list their names, and then number 2 is categorize. I want you to categorize them into functions. So maybe you find that you've got, 50 people on your list. Maybe 10 of them are CEOs, 10 of them are CFOs, 25 of them are HR people, and another 12 are marketing people. So that's number 2. I want you to categorize those. Then I want you to create something. And by create, I want you to take those functions. So let's just take the CFO function. I want you to create a document or a freebie or some kind of checklist that deals with the kinds of pains that they face every day. So if your product saves money, if it provides a better return on investment, if it has any kind of financial impact at all, improving margin, increasing sales or whatever, that needs to go into the CFO's checklist. Create that checklist, 1 for each different function. So yes, you're going to have 4 of these, but these things have to speak directly because step 4 is connect. Connect with these people on LinkedIn. Tell them you've got a free document that is a checklist that might help them decide whether they have any problems or maybe is valuable and helpful to them. and offer to send them that PDF. So if you do that 50 times, and these PDF checklists are specifically written for that constituent, I think you're going to start getting appointments, you're going to start having some action, people are going to email back and forth to you, and you're going to start to build a relationship with one of those 10 accounts. Doesn't have to be 10, but you need to pick an account or the number of accounts that you have and start thinking about this as an account strategy rather than a market share strategy. So I hope that helps you get on the right path. This is the big one here though. So start to think correctly, and then you'll begin to act correctly, and then you'll begin to achieve correctly. It all begins with thought. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you'll be notified whenever we have a new video that we publish, which are coming at least weekly. And also, I'd love to hear comments and share this video as well. I want to hear what you thought of this. If you have any tips for some of our tribe, I'd love to hear those too. And see you next time. Bye.